Gary Pogany's Cessna swings low over the waters of Lake Clark and Lake Iliamna to the west. This is the Bristol Bay region of Alaska, famous for its salmon runs. There's no way to drive to this country, or in this country for that matter. It's remote, 150 miles west of Anchorage over a major mountain range. Everybody up here, it seems, has a pilot's license. That's how you get around. And that's how we went from fishing hole to fishing hole, sometimes several in the same day. Gary looks for fish in the rivers and sets the pontoon down within 100 yards of migrating salmon. As I cast out into the rocky riverbed, I can see thousands of sockeyes streaming by. There we go!
Oh, through the fly. Hey, that was quite a performance, though. This is great. Quite a performance. But look at this rig that I'm using right here. Very simple. It's this, fairly heavy line, probably 12, 14-pound test, with a couple split shot sinkers, foot and a half up, and just a black salmon fly. I don't know what it looks like to them. They don't seem to really be feeding, but that's all there is to the rig. Cast it out upstream, just a whole quartering upstream, right past the school. The school seems to be swimming by about 25, 30 feet offshore here.
They migrate in a column, a rather tight, narrow group. From where we are, the line of salmon extends for miles and miles, both directions.
Good fly out there, Bob. See that? Really close, too.
One of our guides, Bill, tries to tail a sockeye, which isn't easy. These fish are energetic.
This is a kick. This is something. It's not like there's no fish to choose from here. Now, you'd think that fish is tired, wouldn't you? No, not by a long shot.
We're fishing mid-July in the continental United States. It's hot, but in Alaska, it's a comfortable 60 degrees. The water's cold, and the fish never seem to give up. We haven't had our lines in the water for 5 minutes yet, and the action is non-stop. Now, we did hit lulls later on. 4 or 5 minutes without a fish. That's what they call a lull in Alaska. Now, this fish may not have been ready to quit, but I was ready, so I made my move.
Fish number 2 for about 5 minutes of fishing.
After an hour of this, Gary said, "Let's go. We're going to check out some new spots." And here's a river outlet into Lake Iliamna. Those dark patches? That's right. Those are salmon. Lots of salmon. Lots and lots of salmon. The main school must have had tens of thousands of migrating sockeyes, all staying relatively close to shore near the river outlet. When we landed and cast towards the school, we'd watch the frisky ones porpoise. They're not feeding now, but they will hit lures and flies.
Oh, my.
Fishing was so easy here, I did it sitting down.
I suppose this is how I get the reputation that all I do is just hunt and fish every day. Look at the fish jumping out there. This fish is frankly a real pleasure to catch. Oh, great. it might be ready to beach. You're gonna have to excuse me, folks. I'm gonna have to get up now. Hey. Oh my.
8-pounder.
I tell you, when they're hooked in the mouth right in that tough stuff. There we go.
Most of these fish were silvery or light pink, even though they were many miles from the ocean.
Sockeye salmon.
Sockeyes are the most commercially valuable of the Pacific salmon, a high oil content, tasty on the grill, red meat. At maturity, they average 5 to 7 pounds. The world record is a little over 15. Now, they never seem to give up the fight. Hand this one to Gary Pogany. It'll be filleted and frozen in a few hours. Also looking for salmon was this grizzly bear across the river mouth. About 5 minutes earlier, there were a half dozen anglers standing where this grizzly is walking. You're going to hear their plane taking off in a minute when I'm landing a nice rainbow trout. We were a little concerned about that bear. If it started across the river, hey, we'd run. But until then, I was determined to finish the battle with a rainbow trout that Gary Pogany had hooked. He wanted to give me the chance to land it. There's no doubt where the rainbow trout got its name.
Oh, man. There we go. Oh, boy. That's as pretty as they come.
In Manitoba, we used barbless hooks successfully on walleye and northern pike, but I'm not sure how they'd stay in these thrashing and jumping trout and salmon. I think the barb helps keep these fish hooked, but it sometimes creates a problem in releasing them. And in this part of Alaska, all rainbows must go back.
There we go. There we go. Oh!
Beautiful, or is that beautiful?
That's as pretty as a fish is made, I'll tell you.
We caught a few of these prized rainbows, and we caught all the salmon we could handle. At Osprey Lodge, Gary and the guides would fillet these fish as soon as we got back. They'd be frozen in hours and on the grill soon after we got home. We only fished for sockeye like this one day in Alaska. If you can believe it, there were other fish to catch other places, and we spent 4 more days doing it.